I thought Mark was dead. It turns out he was on life support. Welcome back to the big episode. Alright, welcome back to Tulsa King, Season 2, Episode 7. Last time out, stuff hit the fan big time. This time out, it kind of went away for the fan. I thought Mark was dead. I thought Tyson's father had bit the dust when that car bomb went off. But the incinerate device has saved his life. It went off a wee bit too early, and the fact that Mark wasn't in the car saved him. He's got burns, he's got bandaged up dome, he's got a few burns all over his arms and things like that in his leg. He needed a wee bit of surgery on his shoulder. But Mark is going to live. Is this the correct decision, though? Like, is this the correct decision? Should they have killed off Mark? I mean, I feel like they haven't actually killed off a lot of characters in this show. Like, pretty much everyone is alive from, like, the good side of things. So, personally, I think killing him would have meant more for Tyson. This episode, Tyson still wanted revenge, which was a cool dynamic. But the episode description for this episode read is Dwight and his crew try to identify who's responsible for the recent attacks. Power dynamics within the NYC mob start to shift, and yeah, in New York City, it just not Goody, Chicky and his wee band of jobbers, Vince, they're just New York just feels like a joke at this point. It feels like they're going to get wiped out this season. When they had that summit last season, it felt like they were done anyway. But Vince is making moves here to try and get Chicky wiped out. They just need to get some, clearance for higher up, and I think that's probably going to happen. They were in an Irish bar. There was a Celtic game on the telly. What's going on there? But Tyson, he's obviously pissed, but his dad survives. His family are probably more pissed at him, though, obviously knowing what came directly of this. Goody and Dwight turn up like, oh, how you doing? Tyson, he wants revenge, so he's like, fuck it, this is personal. And Dwight's like, why'd you get into this life? What do you think it was? He's like, I wanted to be like you. Dwight's like, the fatherly instinct kicking in, but the FBI are looking into the car bomb. And then they pay a visit to Dwight's front door. And Dwight basically says, stay by the phone. And he's like, we don't stay by the phone anymore, detective or general. And honestly, I don't really get this. It's like, oh, Dwight, you're old and you're this and you're that. We don't do that anymore. I mean, how else do they get in contact? Like, oh Dwight, you're showing your age. We don't do that anymore. But was he simply referring to, hey, we don't even ring anymore, we actually just come straight to your door? Like, what else do they do? What, FaceTime? Well, what else could they possibly do to... Yeah, the White... Anyway, Tyson, he's looking for a car. He gets a car off Donnie. But, the big man at the bar is like, yeah, any man can kill a man, but it's basically how he deals with the aftermath of it. And that's a valid point as well, but... we see Dwight, he's querying, like, who could possibly have done this? Was it New York? Was it Bellalaco? Was it Fresher? I thought it was almost kind of obvious who it was, how it was like the Chinese connect of Fresher. I knew it wasn't NYC. That gets confirmed over the phone call. Chicky's obviously getting pissed off because people over numerous phone calls are like, oh, what's Vince saying? He's like, I'm the boss of this family. All that good stuff, so... Brilliant, phenomenal feud, fantastic. But Dwight pretty much narrows it down to Fresher, and when he's out driving, he gets the driving school teacher to run a partial play of the Ring doorbell camera that he went to the customer of Mark. So AC play it, White prays, who's that going to be? Then we see towards the episode, like, he confronts Fresher. He's like, here, if that's connected to any one of you guys, I'm going to bring hell to your door. Fresher, obviously at this stage, is a wee bit worried about what he's actually got himself involved in here. So what does he do? He tells the Chinese guy, he basically admits to it. They reveal that the White Prius was actually under, like, this, like, packaging, this tarp. And he's like, hey, what if your pal here speaks? And then he just fucking shoots him. Want to be a problem. It's like, okay, Fresher's arse. Near get handed to him here, but at least he knows that everything is going to be okay. They then take it to the what do you call that? The junkyard, and they destroy the car. But I mean, destroying the car doesn't do anything, considering like the White already knows the location of the place where the car belongs to. I mean, Fresher will be praying, but I mean, we'll see how that goes. But the episode ends with Tyson. He goes to his father when everyone's away, and he's like, oh, I'm going to get revenge for you. What sort of guy does this? And Mark wakes up. He's like, oh, Tyson, Where you going, Tyson? He then tries to ring Tyson, but Tyson's outside the Bellacqua residence. And then what happens? I'll tell you what happens. Down, down, no, no, no. Dwight phones him like, you better get away from there. Tyson didn't actually fire the first shot. One of the other guys for KC fired the first shot, but Tyson manages to fire a couple of shots back into him. Hits the guy in the shoulder. Could die. We'll see how that goes. So, yeah, episode ends on a cliffhanger with that with Tyson. I mean, I thought it was a pretty decent episode. I want Mark to live, right? Because he's a good guy. I like the actor. All that good stuff. But at the same time, it's like, I think his death would have benefited the show more rather than if he survives. Like, I mean, I get it. The explosion was meant for Dwight Manfredi. Whether it kills Mark or not is kind of irrelevant in the sense of, like, it was still a hit attempt on Dwight's life. But anyway, I mean, I thought this was another decent episode of Tulsa King. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Leave your thoughts down below. That's it for live support. Be back with episode 8, and then I might do a bunch of videos in the run-up to the... well, I don't even know how many episodes there is this season, to be honest, so we'll have to wait and see.